the same intro.
Hang on.
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. Alright, I'll wait for you to pop on here. I see you here, so. Alright.
Oh, there it is.
Alright.
Oh, there it is. Turn that on.
See if you can get confirmation, people. It's 15 watching now. It's not on. I just tweeted out. I think we're good to go.
You're gonna,
Anyone saying they see it?
yeah.
All right, folks, just give us 1 second. We're just going to let a few more people jump on.
Maybe update them on the live stream stuff. It's the way it is.
All right.
Give it another minute or two, and then we'll get going on the MIAA All-State Track and Field preview. Give it another minute or two, and then we'll get going.
Chef,
Gonna need to throw that sound out there. H as well.
sound. Is that on your computer or is that on?
Yeah,
Let me just sit down 1 second. Good, we're good. Let's rock. Let's go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, powered by Marathon Sports, Bay State Running. I am Coach H. This is my man,
Coach Shepard.
I want to say, Shep, we got to give a shout out to those who are behind us. Bay State Running is not just you and I. There's some people who do a lot of work behind the scenes to make this day possible. Special shout out to Chuck Martin, Tim Semino for their vision, their resiliency, and their dedication to make sure that Massachusetts has high quality.
What about the camera lady?
Oh, of course, Katie.
Hours on hours on hours.
Multiple camera people who did their work. And we can't forget about the kids. You know, Marco Leo signed us out for the petition on change.org, to the Hockomock League members.
Which we're still not positive we'll be able to live stream all states, but we're still hopeful. There's still a couple days where things can change. We'll keep you updated on that. Okay, down to business. We're going to get started with the first event of the day. We're going to get into the ladies 55-meter hurdles.
Ladies 55.
Where's your head at, Coach?
Well, there's a lot of talented sophomores in the state, and I'm going to tip my hat to the girl from the MVC. That's what I'm looking at. The young lady at Central.
So, Coach, you're going to have to hold up. We want to reveal our picks when they come up. Our number 1 seed is Catherine Doran from Central Catholic, just a sophomore, the D2 champion. Jayla Kitchens is the number 2 seed, 841, 835. And third, which she looked really good in those prelims, came up a little short in the finals, but that's the sophomore Jamie Chamberlain from Brookline.
Can't forget about the young lady in North Reading, Georgini, I think.
D4 champion.
D4 champ.
My pick is going to be Jamie Chamberlain, Brookline High School. The way she looked in those prelims, I think she has that in the finals. I think she's the sophomore that's going to take it down.
Talented sophomore group. I'm going to roll with the young lady at the MVC, Miss Duran at Central Catholic. MVC, she's gone against Jayla Catchings all year long, and this is going to shape up to be a great one for years to come because there's a lot of talented sophomores.
I can also see us eating our words here, both going with a sophomore, and the talented Jayla Kitchens could steal this thing, but that's what we're rolling with. Right, now to the boys.
Here we go.
55 hurdles. I mean, I talked about last week how this could be the race of the day in D1, and it didn't disappoint.
No.
Is this the deepest 55 hurdle crew at all states ever? Like, to me,
yeah.
I mean, I'm a 400 and up coach, but 10 guys under 7'7", like that's pretty wild to me.
I think you hit it on the nails. That is the theme for this year's All-State meet. And we're looking at one of the best All-State meets in a long time.
You have 4 guys that were in the final last year that returned this year. 3 out of the 4 are top seeds. Adam Yang's your top seed with that crazy 7.38. He shot out of those blocks last week, and I wasn't sleeping on him, but man, did he prove a point. Can't forget about David Peters, your guy from Stoughton. Jordan Williams, Alice Pesco, they've both been there before, Brockton and Andover respectively. What are you thinking, Coach? I'll say my pick, but do you think anybody can challenge?
The young man out of Stoughton is talented. The UMass Lowell commit is also very talented. But right now, all hats off to the man from the Colonials, Adam Yang.
Adam Yang
is the man right now to beat.
I think the only question is, as long as it starts good, over the hurdles clean, can he get that record 7.36 from 2011? Greg Bursaquat from Stoughton.
We're looking at potential meet record.
We're looking at a lot of meet records all around, so it's going to be interesting to see. But we're both on the Yang train this week.
We're on the Yang train.
Until someone comes and proves us not, I think he's untouchable.
That's the man to beat. That is the man to beat.
All right, moving on. Girls 55.
Gets serious here. It gets fast and fast and fast. I've been following this young lady from Springfield. I think she's the girl to beat, the defending champion, Kyla Hill. But where does Abigail Jurdis and a young lady from the South Shore keep an eye on Monique Malcolm from Nauset?
Yeah,
what can she do?
So she's a young lady from Jamaica. It's her first season out for track and field. We interviewed her live the other day. I don't think she's quite ready to jump into the mix. Kyla Hill is a seasoned vet. Abigail Gerds from Natick, she's shown that she's not too far off. And what about Caroline Schissel, the D5 champ out of Amesbury? She comes in with a 7.27. I think the only other girl in that group that can face off with those other ones is Julia Mastrio from Minnechaug with the 7.30. Those are the 4 girls that I think are in contention. I'm not going to lie, I forget my pick, so let's see it. All right, we'll go with Kyla Hill. We talked about her a lot last year.
That's what we're going with.
We're going to both go with Kyla Hill here. I think we're going to get on the oval now, Coach, and heat things up with the girls' mile.
Oh, as it starts to pick up.
Oh, got to do the 55 dash first. Guys, 55 dash.
Boys 55 dash. Highly anticipated. One of the races of the day.
This is another one where we potentially have a meet record. Brian Santos comes in with that 6.34. He didn't make the finals last year, so this is his first time at the All-State meet. He's not a top 8 returner or anything. He was just a sophomore. We talked about how he made that jump from 6.66, I believe, to where he is today. Can he challenge that 6.34 from Christopher McConnell?
Well,
Andover.
I mean, Shep,
back in 2009, so nobody's touched that
since
for
2009.
10 years.
Not only does the 55, it also has team implications. As we look to see Acton Boxborough, what can the Acton Boxborough speed camp?
Yeah, we'll talk about the team title a little way down, but let's talk about the contenders. Richmond Quitang from Lowell, he comes in with a 6.40. Noah Sweeney, 6.41. Joey O'Brien from Shrewsbury, 6.41. Michael Blake, Mange, like Smith Charles, the returning champion, is seeded 6th. That's wild. In that time that he's seeded with 6th, that won it last year.
10 boys sub 650.
So
10 boys sub 650.
To me, if everything goes well, it's just like Adam Yang. It's got to be Brian Santos, and you're on the same page.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, and
Brian Santos, Shepherd Hill. He has been battle tested. Went to Melrose, won. Set a meet record in the prelims, came back, smashed it again in the finals. The Shepherd Hill Juniors talent.
What do you say? Are we going to see a meet record here? He set the meet record in the prelims last week in D1.
We will see several meet records go down.
We will.
One of the best state meets in a long time.
So you didn't say, are we going to see a meet record here?
6.31.
6.31.
6.31. Let's call it out there.
Well, what about Adam Yang? Is Adam Yang getting the meet record?
What's the meet record again?
The meet record, he was a couple tenths off. No, not even.
7.36?
Yeah.
We're potentially looking at a 7.35. Potential, but it's going to be a tight race.
Spent too much time on the dash. Let's get to the oval. Girls, 1 mile.
Well, the chat, Shep. Once again, the chat's already picking up. We got 100 people in the live chat. So if you're listening to us live, make sure you press live chat. Leave some comments. We're going to do our best to follow it up. But girls, oval, mile.
Yeah, and they're already saying it. Grace Conley, she has that 4.58 that she ran last week. Obviously, she was just doing enough to get the win because she had the 1,000, trying to get team points. You have Ava Dugan. I'm hoping maybe I said it right the first time. Maybe
yep.
She was the D3 champion in 501. Charlotte Gooley from Hopkinton,
TVLs
501. Lucy Jenks, who also just did enough. She was the D1 champion. She ran 503. Can never count Maggie Donahue out, who's going to be trying to get crucial team points
for the Raiders
for a team. So she may run a little bit conservative early. Make sure she gets those points. Can you see anybody else in that group? How many sub-5s are we going to see?
Great question, Chef. Sub-5, at least 4.
At least 4.
At least 4 girls sub-5.
I'm saying we're going to see 6 sub-5s, and I'll tell you why. Down there in 8th is Sarah Conan, the D4 champion. We had a little drama with that. Luckily, she stayed the D4 champion. I think she's one that can also go sub-5 that's kind of further up on that list. She won't come back to the 2 mile like she did. Who's your pick? Or who's... I'm going Grace Conley. I went Lucy Jenks. Sorry, I didn't even talk about Lucy Jenks.
Okay.
So I think Grace Conley, she's the one to beat, but Lucy Jenks has that 600,000 meter speed, so 1,000 meter speed. I think that she's going to hang around.
Really?
Just long enough, and I think she's going to steal it.
Well, you know, shout out to Steve McChesney, the Dual County. Shout out to everyone in the Dual County, but I'm going to have to go with the Stanford commit. I got to go with Grace Conley. Amazing Grace caps off.
Am I out of my mind?
No, I mean, Lucy is legit. There's a lot of amazing talent here.
Yeah.
We're not taking nothing away from any of these girls.
No, so when we do make our picks, you know, it's always tough, but I usually don't, usually I leave that to you to stray away from the obvious pick, but I mean, they both have what, PRs of 451, at least on the season, 452?
Yeah.
So,
battle.
Who's going to go take it? I would imagine Grace. Or is it going to be, because if they don't go set the pace, everybody's going to be hanging around.
This is going to be a tag-full strategic race. Let's see what McChesney has up his sleeve. Let's see what the Natick team has up their sleeve. And let's not count out a lot of those talented girls. Can Sarah Connor break 5 minutes?
All right, let's move on. Boys mile. And this one's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
As this starts to heat up, boys mile.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we have one of those races. I think it was the D1 champs last year where the boys were all right at the line, all right around 420. Hopefully it's not like last year where it went out slow. I don't think, and I'm going to say, I don't think we're going to see Prakash in the mile. At least I hope we don't see Prakash in the mile. If he runs, it's going to be Prakash, hands down. He's a 4:14 miler. Nobody, I think the closest PR to that is Tyler Brogan with a 4:17, and Lucas Aramburu has around 4:17 PR, both outdoors.
Yes.
But if Prakash runs, it's Prakash. I'm going to pretend Prakash isn't going to be in there, and that's where I'm going to go. Jack Mariano's the #1 seed. He was the D1 champ. Kind of came out of nowhere. He was, I don't know, 15 meters back with 150 to go, and he stole the show there. Tyler Brogan, just a junior. He has that 4:17.
Hawks.
Lucas Aramburu, can never count him out. That talent. Kind of the surprise guy in there. Anders Narita with a 4:23, although he did have a 4:26, I think.
The Wachusett boys.
Last
Shout
year.
out to Wachusett.
Yep. Your D2 champion, Mikey Griffin.
King Philip.
And Gabe Medina is also an interesting guy in there as well. This is deep, man. When you have Jason Norris back there at 9, like, this is a serious deep race. Depending on scratches and whatnot, if Alex Ethenthal can sneak into that seeded heat, he could be a dark horse. But for me, if he stays in it and he has a chance, that was the finish last week at D2s, I'm hoping something similar to this.
Okay.
I'm going to go with, it came down to Tyler Brogan and Mike Griffin for me.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Mike Griffin, just seeing his kick.
Shout out to the Hawks.
Mike Griffin, King Philip, for the win.
Wow.
Where you at?
My man Mikey, King Philip, Hockamarks, Tyler Brogan, a lot of talent here, Shep. The Wellesley kid, Gabe Medina, Conker Carlisle, but you know, Jack Marino, he looked focused. I mean, he was real quiet during the Tri-County.
You didn't see him much this season.
Real quiet, but
until when it counted.
You gotta respect the win on D1. So no Prakash.
Yeah,
this is my guy to beat.
But also at the same time, man, it could be if Prakash isn't in there, there are 8 guys that could win this race.
Oh yeah,
so this was one of the toughest ones.
This was a tough one for us
me to pick. So.
I mean, so shout out to everyone out there, boys. This is going to be a great mile. Hawks, Bay State representing, but Tri-County League, the winner. That's my man right there.
All right, let's move on. Girls 600.
And right
away you have the talented, unbelievably talented sophomore MIAA Page, the D3 champ from Tewksbury.
MVC in the house.
She ran that 1:32.33. She finished runner-up as a freshman last year at this meet. In second is Abby Camella, the D2 champion. She was the All-State champion last year over MIAA Page. We won't see Sarah Rothman. I think she's just going to focus
on the deuce.
On the deuce later on. You know, you have your D4 champion Emma Garrity from Wilmington in there. The freshman Lily Digman,
Murdoch,
who finished 16th as an 8th grader last year, which is just wild. And then you have Regan Giluli, hopefully I pronounced it right, from Shrewsbury. She finished 19th last year, but came back to win D1s this year, so she's focused on doing a lot better than that finish. I'm going to go, I mean, it's hard for me to pick. I'm going to say MIAA Page, Tewksbury, and I'm also going to say it's going to be a meet record. It looks like you're on the same page.
We're on the same page with this. Shep, I think that the sophomore, the talent out of MVC, MIAA Page, Abby Camella will be in the hunt, trying to position Wellesley Raiders for a team win. But we're going to see a potential meet record. She's going to take it out, come get her.
Yeah, I mean, she almost got it last week, and she'll have a little extra motivation to grab it this week.
But there's a lot of talent here. Like I said, with no Sarah Rothman, we think Sarah moves up to the 2 mile, wraps her head around the 2 mile.
That was just for team points last week. She's going to focus.
Paige and Camella.
Right. And potentially race of the day, and I'm going to probably say this 5 or 6 times, but potentially race of the day, the 600.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah, like this is.
There it is.
your number one time, and he kind of did it. I think he did it at the conference meet, ran 120, and then the 119 last week. Peter Debold, the D4 champ from Weston, just a junior. All right, he's your number one seed. Ethan Cooper tried to hang on last week from Northampton, stayed there for a little while, but Debold just showed he was a little bit stronger. Theo Berber, who reclaimed his D1 title last week in 121-27, held off Jonathan Polanco. Soto from Leominster. Those are four guys that I think are going to be in the mix for the win. Oh, we're already up there. We already Peter
D.
A little bit of a spelling there. We got your correct here, but
Peter Debold.
Bold.
Pedro.
Man, I thought I picked Theo Berber. I must have changed it last minute.
Well,
I was so up in the air.
But we were convinced after what we saw that night.
Yeah.
Peter D.
I thought I picked Theo Berber. I'm going to have to go back and check but I'm going to go Theo Berber. I think he finds something in the well and gets the W.
I take nothing away from the Duke commit. You know, he has brought us some phenomenal races his 4 years here. Shout out to the Newton North Tigers, as well as his teammate Raghav will try to position Newton North in a team hunt. But it's hard to argue, Shep. My man Pedro D with a 40. Did he run 48 last week?
40. I had a 48-2 unofficial split.
50 point at the quarter.
4x4. So,
yeah, that's the man to beat. So
don't forget about Richard Swanson, the D5 champ. He's down there on the 7th seed at
shout out to Murdoch.
Flat. He's going to go run a low 121, maybe 120 high, and kind of put the pressure on that first group. And say it's brought out in 49 high or 50 low, and some kids struggle with that pace. Don't be surprised if Swanson jumps in that top 3 or top 4.
Shep, the live chat says the winner of the boys 600 will have a U.S. #1, leading to the theme that this could be arguably one of the best state meets in a long time.
I'm gonna say that 118.76 by Rodney Aguirre from Burncoat. I'm saying that doesn't get beat. I think there's going to be too much traffic in the race.
No 118.
No 118.76. No. All right, moving on. Girls 1000.
Ooh, another good one. Girls 1000, a familiar face that we've seen over the years, the last few years. A talent out of the Bay State League, Milton Wildcat. I'm going to give the battle-tested senior. She's been to the top. She's ran in tough races. No disrespect to any of the ladies out there. The lady from Broomfield, young lady's really talented. Bromfield. Emma Shepard is really good.
So Tessa McLean, she's the D5 champion. She comes in with a 256.81. She's the top seed. Elisa O'Leary from Milton, D3 champ. You got Nicole Anderson in there with a 258. So there's a logjam. Julia Havas from Burlington, she won hers pretty handedly. Emma Sullivan from Shepherd Hill comes in with a 259. Mia Costa. Grace Conley is in there, but I don't think she's going to run. I don't think with them losing that 4x2, I don't think they're in the team hunt. So my pick, if I remember correctly, like I didn't on the last one, is going to be Elise O'Leary from Milton. Feel like she's been running in Massachusetts forever. I think she gets this one. She went back-to-back last week, did just enough. I think she wins this one in a 255.
And I think we are on the same page. The Wildcat star. She's gritty, she's tough, and experienced. And although she's seeded second, I think she will find a way to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, there's 7 girls that come in with a sub-3 within 4 seconds of each other. So that's going to be a tight race. Going to be a lot of tight races that we get to watch.
This one's going to be a good one.
Boys 1000. Let's move on.
Boys 1000. I mean, so there's a kid out of Western Massachusetts. Western Mass seems like I've heard that we don't give them enough love. We're going to give our kids from Western Mass all the love.
Yeah, I mean,
Northampton.
It's kind of hard not to with Benjamin Gordon Sniffen. He's finally a senior. He's the D4 champion. He just went and took it 231.78. Actually nailed his PR on the nose, 231.78. The interesting thing will be if Sniffen goes and does what he did at coaches and what he did last week at D4s. Does anybody go with him?
201, that's the question.
Yeah.
201 at the 800-meter mark.
And no offense to this year's field, but this is a slower 1,000 than we've had in years past. Usually we have a couple guys in that 230 to 231 range. Donovan Crow, the D2 champion from Holyoke, he stole that from Jackson O'Toole from Wellesley last week. John Diaz stole D1. He came out of nowhere to take that.
Diaz!
He's 233. William Cole French, just a little late on his kick, BC High. Then you got a bunch of guys in the 234 range. You got to give love to Shane Grant, the D3 champion.
Put on a show.
Came back after the mile. I think he does run the 1,000. So can he get in that low 230 range? The guy that I actually have to go on my next page to find, and it's going to be in the unseeded, is Marco Leo from Newton North.
Shout out to Marco Leo.
He has run 233 flat. He could possibly just be doing a 4x8, 4x4 double, not being in the seeded heat for Newton North, so we'll see. But he could go put something out there in the unseeded heat that really makes everyone else besides Gordon Sniffen think, hey, I need to get out quick. So Benjamin Gordon Sniffen for me. And you as well. We're on the same page.
Tobias, shout out to my man Tobias. But you know, Marco Leo is going to run real well. But you hit it on the nail, Shep. Who can go with a kid that's going to take it out at 201?
Hopefully 2 flat. You know, like I said, it's this year. I'm hoping for closer to 229, 230, and we'll see if anybody goes with Sniffen.
We want to see a 2 flat, guys. But like you said, William Cole French, John Diaz.
Easy.
Marco Leo, great race, Tanner Jellison. Let's see how it goes.
Right.
Looking forward to that race.
Let's go on to the girls 300. All right. Top seed, Anna Jordahl Henry. She's your D2 champion. She finished 4th last year. She's the only time that comes in with a sub 40, 39.96. The new girl on the scene, Monique Malcolm, the Jamaican. She was the D4 champion, just a sophomore. India Ajemi from Beverly. She finished 7th last year, so she's one of the top returners. Your D1 champion was Delia Brabanti. She's a 40 low as well. The runner-up last year, Ava Vasile, is who I think you really need to watch out for this. Can she regain her form?
After last week.
She's not in the hurdle final, as well as Jada Johnson not in the hurdles as well because of last week. So she'll be looking to redeem herself in that. We'll talk more about Jada Johnson in those field events. For me, it's got to be Anna Jordahl Henry. She's the only sub 40, and you're thinking the same as I am.
We're on the same page on this one, Shep.
She's got her team on her mind, so
yes.
she's going to be laser focused. But it's Anna Jordahl Henry. And to me, if anybody can challenge, it's going to be Ava Vasile, I think.
And quiet as kept, let's see how Ava bounces back from a tough...
New week, you have a week to kind of wrap your head around it.
Yes.
She's not focused on the 55 hurdles this week. She's just about that 300.
But you have brought up that young lady out of Nauset.
Yeah, I think
it can only get better.
All-state meet is a different animal. She was able to kind of run by herself there and not get into any trouble. Different game this week with the other ladies in there.
Do we see Alyssa Madden? Can't forget about Alyssa Madden. Where does young lady finish her career?
She's a D5 champion.
So there's a lot of talent here.
But to me, Anna Jordahl Henry, maybe Ava Vasile in my eyes will challenge. Boys 300.
Oh, this is it, Shep. This is arguably one of the best races of the day.
Yeah, and look at this. It's another sprinting event, another chance at a meet record. You have Joey O'Brien, the D1 champ. He finished 6th last year. He comes in with a 34.33, just off that meet record of 34.30, just last year by Phyllis Magre, the stud from Somerville. Who's going to challenge?
Mange
Kamara.
Mange.
34.72. He was 3rd last year. Michael Blake, the stud out of Central Mass from Hudson, he comes in with a 34.95. He finished 4th last year. Don't forget about Tommy Jordan, Needham. To me, kind of new on the scene.
The Needham boys are working hard behind the scenes, working real hard.
35.37 for him. Anthony Spignesi, from Danvers. He was the D3 champion in 35 low. Anybody else we need to worry about? The D2 champion, you got to give him some love. Tristan Howard from Medford.
Shep, we have 20 boys sub 36.
Yeah, I mean it's deep. So when we look at some events and then we look at others, the 55 hurdles for the boys and the 300 are deep. For me, it's all Joey O'Brien. He talked about early season about dropping something filthy, and he's going to get the meet record, and he's going to sniff 33.
I can't disagree with you. Usually we bump heads on this. You know, we're on the same page for some reason today. But the Yukon commit.
Okay, you're saying you're on it.
The Yukon commit. You know, Shrewsbury once again another team, another talented team that doesn't get enough props. But Joseph O'Brien, he's been an ambassador to the sport. Great kid, great personality. But like he told us at the beginning of the year, I'm coming after this meet record, and that's my pick.
It's going to be a heck of a race, though. All right, girls 2 mile.
Oh, man. 16 laps of glory.
Is that how you call it?
16 laps of glory.
Have you ever done a 2 mile?
Yeah, I've done a 2 mile.
Are you sure?
Yeah, in high school.
All right. I mean, the dual meet or something?
Yeah, the dual meet.
As a workout?
It wasn't not my favorite.
These young ladies and young men that do this racing, it's a little bit different than glory for a lot of them. I don't know how many would agree with you, but here we go. Girls 2 mile, top seed. We talked about her earlier. We don't think she's going to be in the 600. She was your D5 champion, Sarah Roppin. 10:43 with a 600 on your legs. I know you haven't done a 2 mile with a 6 on your legs.
That's serious.
That's wild. So
that's moving.
She's the top seed. Lauren Grayla gave her everything she could handle last week with that 10:45. SJT. Sophia Jacobs Townley, she's your D4 champion
and
returning champion, and she soloed that 10:50 last week. A couple surprise girls when we were doing the live feed last week. Emily Booton, she from D5, she hung for a while, 10:56, and then Olivia Jones came out of nowhere from Hopkinton.
Yes, she did.
To win that D3
TVL's
title.
In the house. Shout out to Olivia.
Can't forget about Rebecca James, Shepherd Hill, and Megan Davis, D5. She finished 3rd last year. And then the young lady, the sophomore from Ada, Catherine Conley. We'll see if she runs that or maybe just fresh 4x8. We'll kind of see. And then another couple of young girls, 2 sophomores, Sarah Ross from Agawam. Vivian McMahon won the D1 title last week. I think she's capable of a sub-11 if she gets in a good rhythm.
A lot of talented sophomores in the state, Shep. But I got to tip my hat to the senior class.
I know who you're going with. Caroline Johannes. You're trying to give her some love before we
I want to give Caroline a love,
yeah.
But I'm actually going to go with the twin out of Littleton.
Yeah.
Sarah Rothman.
I mean, if you can run a 10:43 with a 600 on your legs, and not just it was still 136. It's not like it was crawling.
That was moving.
Yeah.
SJT. Shout out to the returning All-State champ. I don't think I gave her enough props. After looking at the results, I said, man,
Are you changing your pick?
This girl's a defending champ.
Are you changing your pick?
I was concerned that if Rothman runs the 6, SJT might have something in her. She's talented. She's very strategic when she runs. And want to give her all the props in the world because this senior class has been phenomenal. But as of right now, if no Rothman runs the 6, fresh legs, that's the girl to beat.
And then with a ton of girls in there, and I think Caroline Johannes, she won't run the mile this week. I think she's going to try and go after a sub-11 as well. So there'll be a lot of girls in that 2 mile. So, all right. What a lot of people have been waiting for. Boys 2 mile.
This is what we've been waiting for. 16 laps of glory.
Yeah. And we talked about earlier
Whoa!
that, I don't think Rashad Prakash will run the mile. Because if Prakash did run the mile, let's be serious, I don't think anyone's, not on his level, because I think like a Tyler Brogan and like a Mike Griffin and Lucas Aramburu are on their level, but they're not running as well as he is right now. He's having a great season. He showed it last week with that double that he put on, or triple. He ran the ankle leg of the 4x4 as well. I think we got a 51 or 52 flat split.
Yes.
But, you know, who's contending? He's the #1 seed. Who's the other contender? The obvious contender.
The obvious contender, and what brings us to something that we want to discuss, Shep. The chat may not be familiar because they weren't in high school.
We got a Alex Ethenthal, Andy Powell shout out.
And that's where I was going to go to. Last time the state saw a gladiator race was Andy Powell, Franklin Sanchez.
1999.
Can we get two boys to go sub 9 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, they went 8:49, 8:50 that day.
Ryan, we need you to take it out at 4:30.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want, Ryan.
So I
take it out at 4:30.
I think this is why Prakash is going to run the 2 mile. And I was talking to some other people, and do you remember who won that mile in 1999?
Who won that mile?
Exactly. You remember who finished second in the 2 mile that year. Prakash wants to go head-to-head with Osting. They want to make that the race of the day.
Make it history. Take it out 4:30.
I don't think anybody else can handle what these two are capable of. If it goes out at 4:30, yes, we're going to get 2 sub-9s. Prakash ran 9:15 solo in a dual meet, and I think Ostin went 9:18. They both ran 4:14 at the New Balance Grand Prix. These two are fit, and they're ready to roll.
Who trails though, Shep? Who is chasing?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting to see, and this is why you don't always get the race that you want. But if it does go up, we could see some special things out of them. Behind them, Aquaviva from Newburyport. He ran a 9:26. He finished 11th last year. Like we said, Osting's your returning champion. He won the mile and the 2 mile last year. Watch out for Colby Zoll down there in 5th from Wellesley, 9:33. I think he was just worried about getting team points last week and getting ready for the full bite. We'll kind of see if he decides to let it.
My main man, Colby.
Ben Burgess from Framingham. He won the D1 title. He looked good in 9:34. Sean Kay, the D5 champ from Arlington Catholic, he ran 9:32. Alex Brown's in there, who was the D5 champion from Hopkinton. Christopher Ratcliffe. How about down the CDD? There's 2 guys in there. William Chafin from Carl, who has a 9:34 PR, and Nick Valiente, who has a 9:40 as well. Can they go set the tone in that on CDD and kind of put some of the other guys, obviously not Prakash or Osting, but can they go run a 9:34 like Chafin's PR and kind of put the pressure on the CDP?
I agree with you, but
my pick, Ryan Osting.
That's your guy.
Oh,
that's your guy.
Right.
Shout out to the Middlesex.
I knew this was going to happen.
Shout out to the Middlesex.
Here we go.
But you know, he's arguably one of the GOATs. Ryan has had a phenomenal career. We appreciate everything that you've done for Massachusetts. He showed some leadership this year in cross country. See his cross country team get better. His SMR, the DMR. Like, Ryan, I saw you as a leader grow.
Look at that uniform, though.
That uniform looks great. But my main man, here we go. Middlesex finest as well. Cornell commit. We are looking at Prakash to go sub 9 minutes. And arguably the race of the day. 16 laps of glory. We need to see 4:30 at the mile, boys. Bring it home.
Getting fired up. Oh, man.
We want it.
Prakash, Osting, I mean, as long as it goes out at a decent pace, that's going to be...
Prakash said we did him dirty with the picture. Shout out to Prakash, Alex, Marco, everyone in the group chat, live chat. We love you guys.
Should have been a prettier runner. That's what you get. All right, girls long jump. Let's get it moving.
Oh, yeah. So, I think, Chef, this is the bounce back.
Yeah.
Girls lounge jump, bounce back.
All right, let's start up at the top first. We have Bharati Subaya. At
Western.
Yeah, she's the D4 champion from Western. She jumped 18.5. Jamie
County.
Chamberlain, my pick to win the 55 hurdles. She comes in with that 18.2. We're going to see a lot of her in the future. Give Stephanie Simon someone from Chelsea. She's just under the 18 mark, 17.9. Last year's runner-up was Brooklyn Manna, way down there from Woburn at 17.3. Megan Lawler, way down there at 17th. She finished 5th last year. And all the way down there at 22nd. Barely just snuck into the meet. Jada Johnson. Many people might not know this because it was at the pentathlon, but she jumped 18.6, which I believe is the state leader at the Penn. Can she kind of regroup after that 55 hurdles
I agree with you, Shep. I think
she finished 3rd last year. I'm going Jada Johnson for the bounce back.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the...
Yeah, we're on the same page here. That's why, kids, it's imperative. You can have a bad race, but what makes our sport so beautiful, there's another day, and there's another race. And for Ava Vasile out there, Jada Johnson, you guys are phenomenal athletes. We're seeking for you guys to come back, bounce back. But, I mean, Shep, Jada Johnson bounces back with a win.
Let's keep it moving. Boys long jump.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean...
Here we go.
I'm going to keep it simple. If Adam Yang does what he did last week and drops a 24 bomb, nobody's touching him. Adam Yang for me.
That early.
Yeah, that's it.
We're setting the tone.
Yeah.
I mean...
Hey, we're going to give you the...
let's give it to you in live, slow-mo. And here goes, boom. Okay, Adam Yang getting all that love.
It was his hand, too. He trailed the hand.
So, I mean...
That was the furthest mark back.
Who would have thought that we would see Smith Charles? He's been with us for so long, like, talented as a freshman, the Cornell commit. You know, he's had an amazing career, but I'm going to have to tip my hat to the kid going to UPenn, Colonial boxer himself, Adam Yang.
The only guys that are going to challenge, you have Omar Jassa, the D3 champion from North Attleboro. You have Derek Chalmers, the D2 champion. They both jumped 22 mid. Richmond Quitang is always in there. David Peters. Give some love to the Carter Rosewell kid. He was the D4 champion from Longmeadow. Smith Charles is your return champion. He's still in there. So both going with Adam Yang, though.
Shep, I'm looking out to see how Richmond is going to help the Lowell team down the road.
Get some crucial points.
Get some points for the Lowell boys.
All right, moving on. Girls high jump. And this is another one. This is going to be...
a shootout.
Go ahead, Coach. Let them know.
Once again, Jordell Henry, talented senior out of Wellesley. But this is the bounce back week. And Jada Johnson knows I got to run the hurdles, so she's ready to jump.
So the only thing that gets me with this is Anna Jordell Henry, she's going to have that 300 on her leg during that high jump. She figured it out last week, but say this goes into a jump off or what have you, I just think the fresher legs of Jada Johnson are going to pay off. You know, Anna Jordell Henry is going to have a great day, and she's going to get huge points towards that team title. But to me, I got to go with the fresh legs.
Shep, usually we are bumping heads, but
yeah,
we're on the same page. You hit it on the nails.
And that's the only, her running the 300 right before that is the only thing that takes me away from going with
Anna Jordell Henry, the Henry girls, the twins. Shout out to the father and the mom. They're great, but it's hard for me not to go against Jada Johnson week after, focused, ready, and she's not running that hurdles, no trials either. Fresh legs, Jada Johnson.
All right, men's high jump. So with the men's high jump, I'm kind of all over the place, Coach. So can you list them off?
Men's high jump goes back into now team title, team implications. One of the best class that we've seen in a long time. Joey O'Brien heading to UConn. His teammate, future teammate out of Lowell, David Ajama. David understands the culture, understands the tradition, and I believe that Casey Kraft and Scotty O is going to have this Lowell senior ready to go because they know what's on the line.
Yeah, these 10 points will be huge from David Ajama. He's the D1 champion. Right behind him is Owen Nassany from North Attleboro, comes in with a 6'7". You have Danny Collins with a 6'6", and Thomas Alardi, the D2 champion from Reading, with a 6'6". All the way down there to the D4 champion, just with a 6'2" there, but he did jump 6'7" early in the year. So to me, the big thing is, where's Alex Lemieux? Where's John McNeil? Where's Smith Charles? These guys went 1, 2, 3 last year, and they're nowhere to be seen. That's the wild thing. So we're going to have a new champion for one of those reasons, because those guys aren't here. I'm not sure where those boys are.
Shout out to Alan Bellevue, the Brockton boxer boy, PR'd late with a 6'4". So shout out to Alan. Let's see if Alan can hit it big this weekend.
David Ajama for me. We're
on the same page again. Ajama, the UConn commit.
All right.
Helps Scotty in craft get some points.
Let's head to the girls' shot put, and we'll keep this simple. Your top 3 girls are back from last year. So that 46 from Melody Johnson from North Attleboro in 1986, one of the more longer standing records, that's in jeopardy. Cameron Garbian from Seekonk, she threw a bomb of 45-2 last week. She's the favorite for sure. Tiana Bazzi, the D4 champ, she has 40 feet. She finished second last year. And you're returning third place, Julia Nwosu?
Yes.
From Brockton.
Yes.
So though it's 1, 2, 3 again. I think it stays in that order as well for me. I'm taking Cameron Garbian. And we're on the same page.
We're on the same page. The talented senior Seekonk. Seekonk has been pushing them out. It's hard for me to see that she's going to lose. So we're on the same page here.
All right, 4th shot.
I need this boy to hit the wall. Aiden!
So we're Aiden Felty here. I know you are too. Aiden Felty is.
Aiden, hit the wall!
Obviously, we want him to throw something big. At least get back to that 67 he threw at the Holiday Challenge, and I think he will. I think he's saving some fireworks. Very rarely do you see a big crowd over at the shot put, and you'll see that this week right off the bat. To me, the story behind that is how many points can Lowell get for the team title. They finished 1-2. Callery and did you get the other name there?
I'm getting that for you, but I'm looking up the meet record because we're gonna see another meet record fall.
He should, if he just has an okay day, the meet record falls. So we're looking for a little bit more than that out of him. But can Lowell get those 12, 14 points out of the shot put?
Yeah, that's huge. And quiet as kept, Newton North is going to be making a. They're going to make a run.
They always have
for the title. So let's see what my man Henry. Can Henry sneak in and get to second or third? But this is the Aiden Felty show. Yeah. We're on the same page.
And if those Lowell boys are consistent like they were last week, Lowell could get some big early points from the shot put.
Shep, the meet record is held by Jeff Shakulian out of Seekonk, and it's 61.09.
Yeah, so like I said, just an okay day for him. And he's super consistent in the 64s. I think he gets that.
New meet record.
All right, let's do it. Relay time.
It is time in the group chat. They've been waiting for the relays. Everyone wants the relays. And
girls 4x2.
It's tough.
Well, I mean, Lowell comes in with that 144.72. They're a half a second favorite over North Attleboro and Andover. Wellesley comes in with that or Milford first with that 145.98. Wellesley's just going to be looking for team points. I'm sure they're spreading their team thin on the relays. North Andover, Wachusett are all in it. To me, it's Lowell. It's good handoffs. It's Lowell for the girls. They're not going to challenge that. They'd have to shed over a second. So you're Lowell as well. But I do think that they run a good race and they're all state champions.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Kraft, MVC's finest. Lowell and Andover girls have been battling it out. Let's see how the MVC plays out. But Kamisha Lewis, talented senior, great leadership out of Lowell. She's going to make sure that those girls get them to stick around a few times. Lowell is with you.
Okay.
We like Lowell.
Maybe a little bit tighter a race. Let's move to the boys 4x200.
Woo!
Here's where things are going to heat up in the relays right out of the gates. You have Wellesley, the D2 champions. They're the first team on the season to break 130. They ran 129.88. That's just off that 2012 record from the Chelmsford boys. That really, really good Chelmsford team. The D1 champions, Acton Boxborough, they've run 130.59. Brockton's going to have a couple extra fresh legs on that 4x2 with that 130.77. The Amherst Pelham boys showed us that relays are the name of the game this season for them. They picked up the 4x2 and the 4x4 at D4 champs.
Team implication, Shep.
Newton North's trying to get points. Lowell's trying to get points. Don't forget about Shepherd Hill down there at 132.33. A little shout out to the Pembroke boys with that 132.35. They fought hard last week. To me, if I remember correctly, because it's such a tight battle. Actually, can I get a little help on who I picked? Oh, I went back to Boxborough.
Okay.
All right. I forgot if I stuck.
Shep, you're not sleeping?
I guess I'm not sleeping.
You're not sleeping?
I thought we banned that word, but I guess we're not sleeping.
All right. Well, you know what? Yeah, Adam Yang and company. I can't disagree with you, but I'm gonna roll with the Wellesley boys. Shout out to my man Griffin and obviously Sunil Cates, homie. Westy in the house, but
especially with this 4x2 though, it all depends on handoffs, man. With all these teams at the same level, anything can happen with the handoff.
You gotta praise. Yeah. Adam Yang has given you a praise on the live chat. Right. Shout out to Adam Yang, but you know what, Shep? Last week in the handoffs, we saw a Native Girls D2.
Yeah.
Handoffs. How crucial is handoffs this week?
Those hammies when they're waiting in the barriers or the brocade. We saw the Shrewsbury boys go down last week with a hammy. So you never know what's going to happen later on in the meet.
Adam Yang is telling us watch out for a state record.
All right, let's.
Great race coming up, but I'm gonna go with the Wellesley boys.
Yeah,
seeking to get that team title.
All right, girls 4x8.
Girls 4x8. This is gonna be, you know, a tight race.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, we'll go over who the top seeds are first. Boston Latin's been the team all year. They've put a lot of emphasis on this 4x8. They barely snuck it out last week with that 9:35-19. Lincoln Sudbury kind of came out of nowhere to win D2 with that 9:35-44. Andover's in the mix. Walpole's in the mix. Newton North, Wellesley, North Andover, they're all sub 9:41. What about that team all the way down there at 17? Because
that is a talk right now.
If Grace decides not to run the 1,000, does she just come back? Because without the 4x2, I think they're out of the team hunt. And can Natick put up a ridiculous time in that unseeded heat?
You know what? The Bay State is going to be representing, and it's hard for me. I looked at that. The strategy of maybe potentially trying to win the unseeded heat. Yeah. The Conley girls. But
I see.
I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go with a quiet as kept. I like the Rebels, but I'm going to roll with.
I'm going Boston Latin.
I'm going Boston Latin. BPS.
I'm going with
the Duke County girls. Let's go.
I like the 4x8. Had some decent ones over the years, and I like the team that puts the emphasis on it all season. That's what the Boston Latin girls do. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fresh.
Annie Jackson?
Fresh.
Everyone fresh?
I think everybody comes out here fresh. Like I said, they put a lot of emphasis on the 4x8 this year. I'm sticking with Boston Latin.
But don't sleep on the Walpole girls. They'll be right there.
Or Natick, or
they'll be right there.
Or Lincoln Sudbury.
Or Andover.
Yeah. So this
is going to be a good race.
All right.
The Boston Latin girls, man.
Boys 4x8. All right. So we're not as deep as we've been in the boys 4x8 in years past.
Ha!
You know, we've had one sub 8 this year. That's 7:59 by the Wellesley boys as state coaches, and they did run that on tired legs. So they have showed that they are capable of doing that double. We'll see if they all run fresh or if Colby's replaced for this week because he's running the 2 mile. We're going to kind of see where that is. Lincoln Sudbury 8:08. I don't think they have enough firepower. I think that's maybe they can run a mid 8:0. Who's going to challenge the Wellesley boys? Maybe a certain team that has Osting on the anchor leg?
You said Lincoln Sudbury, and I'm going to give Duncan and his boys all the props that they deserve. They're coming on strong. Besides Lincoln Sudbury, we're going to have to tip our hat off.
I think
Middlesex.
I think Lincoln Sudbury ran 3 fresh legs last week.
Okay.
So I just don't think they'll be able to hang with Wellesley. Arlington with Osting on the anchor leg. The Arlington boys got to keep Osting closer in the race. And who knows, maybe some of them do run fresh this week. Maybe all 3 of them outside of Osting run fresh.
How does Newton North come at this?
What Newton North?
How does Newton North approach this 4x8?
What Newton North team are we going to see? That's the biggest question.
How does Lowell? Can the Lowell team get some points?
Yeah, Jadiel Penales, he'll be running fresh this week. I'm sure the whole Lowell team's going to be fresh.
But as of right now, Shep, the only team that went sub 8, that's the team I'm going to roll with.
I'm going Wellesley as well.
I'm going with the Wellesley Raiders.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Norris, Kobe Zorro.
They got away. They put Norris on that lead-off leg, and they never looked back, and I think they do that again. I would not be surprised, though, if Arlington runs their other 3 legs fresh, hangs in there, and if Osting has a sniff of the win, Arlington's the team that challenges them. All right, girls 4x4.
Whoa, another barn burner. Another barn burner with some team scores implicating.
Yeah, we'll end that. We'll end with team scores on who we think is going to win. Wellesley's the top team in this 4 flat. They just missed breaking that 4-minute barrier last week. We're not going to see a 3:55 like we saw at Newton North back in 2011. Shepherd Hill 401, Andover 402, Newton North 403, Peabody 403. So it's a log jam between those top 5 teams in my eyes, where some other teams rest a couple people. Wellesley's still going to have to spread themselves out to try and win the team title. But I have a hard time believing that anybody's going to challenge Camilla and Wellesley when she gets that baton on the anchor leg. Wellesley's my pick.
We're on the same page.
There, yeah.
We're on the same page on this one. Camilla, Jordo Henry, maybe Zoe Geiger, maybe Zoe. The young ladies, they're trying to get this state title win, and they're going to put some emphasis on getting this done.
We'll see a sub 4. It will just be how far under?
Enough for the win. I can't call time yet. Let's see how the race pulls out, the rest of the meet shapes out. However, though, it's hard to say, Shep, that those Andover girls and them Shepherd Hill girls are just staring right there.
It is a log jam, so. Boys 4x4. All right, last event of the day.
Because everyone's saying that we agreed too much today.
So
we're on the same page today.
So by the way, this is the first time we've done it where we did this blind. We both sent in our picks. So none of this was choreographed where we were gonna have these same picks. And usually we do banter a little bit more, and we're just on the same page as right now. Prakash, our apologies. All right, boys 4x4. Hopefully we're different here. Boys 4x4. The meet record's 3:21.78. We need something out of Mansfield. We would need something special out of our team to even give that a run. Newton North won D1s last week over Brockton, 3:24.87, 3:25.37. We saw a showdown on that anchor leg. Can the Needham boys, with a couple 35-300 guys, can they challenge going into this meet?
Needham boys will be there.
Methuen's been steady all season with that 3:27. BC High's 3:27. North Andover did just enough with a 3:28 to win. The Amherst boys beat that talented Weston team last week. Are there any surprises out there for you, or is it going to be between these top 3 teams that are kind of away on time?
Shep, 3 teams here. You brought them up.
Yeah.
You've brought Newton North up. We know Raga, Theo, Marcus, Forrest. Those boys are ready to roll. Needham will be ready to roll. But for me, I'm rolling with the team. Out of 508, the Brockton Boxers will get the dub.
I don't think
on Saturday.
I don't think I made a pick. Oh.
Shep, Newton North.
You made 2 picks.
I made 2 picks. I was between Newton North and Brockton when I sent my email, and I couldn't make a decision yet.
I'm rolling with the Boxers. Jordan Williams, Javi, great careers. Marvin, great careers. Izzy. But I'm going to roll with the Boxers on this one.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it comes down to are the Boxers, like, is Javi running the 6, or is he just going to come back for the 4x4? I'm kind of interested to see
how that plays out.
I could see it going either way. Another showdown like last week. Maybe Needham sticks their nose in it.
Wait, Shep, we broke up.
No, I'm back 4th. I'm on the fence here. I couldn't make a decision.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to make a decision. I think I'm going to ride. It's going to be either Brockton or Newton North. Either way, I think we cap off the meet with an exclamation point.
Oh, this is going to be arguably one of the races of the day. I mean, Shep, this senior class has been phenomenal. We have to salute all the young men and women out there who this is going to be their last All-State meet. Yeah. And I think they're going to put on a show. Arguably one of the best meets we're going to see in a long time.
Yeah, and hopefully maybe we'll bring the live stream. We're still undecided with that. Real quick, last 2 minutes of the show. Team scores. I did my little spreadsheet here of where I think points were going to come from. Let's go women first.
Wow, we're going there already?
It's a no-doubter, okay? I think Wellesley's going to put up not quite 50 points. I think they're going to be in that 45 to 48 range. Wellesley, hands down, nobody challenges 45, 48 points in that zone. What do you think for the women?
The versatility of the Wellesley Raiders, Shep, I agree, through sprints, through relays, through field,
I'm looking at
through distance.
They're getting points in the 1 mile, the 600, not just points, real points.
Real points.
1 mile, 600, 300.
High jump.
They're going to be scrappy in the 4x2 and the 4x. Could get big points in the high jump and the 4x4. So with that said, man, nobody can hang with that. Wellesley.
I'm with you. Wellesley girls.
All right, boys. This could be a little bit
man,
a little bit closer. I have 5 teams scoring 30 or more.
In the first is
on paper.
We have.
I'm not going to tell you the top team is first. So the teams that I think are going to be in the mix, but are just not going to have enough. It's going to be Newton North's going to be right around 30. Brockton's going to be right around 30. AB's going to be closer to in between 30 and 35. But when it comes down to it, if Lowell gets those shot put points, those high jump points, those dash points, some long jump points, if Wellesley gets all the middle distance points from those guys and they get big points in the 4x2 and the 4x8, it's down to Lowell and Wellesley for me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Lowell with 50 points, a 10-point win. Wellesley scores 40.
Wow! Chef, you're spicing it up.
Lowell's got some pretty good points coming out of that shot. I think Quatang does enough. The relays get the points that they need to get. Like I said, Quatang in the 55 and the long jump. 4x8's going to get more than a point. Lowell.
Wow.
Where you
at? You know, I've been wrapping my head around this because versatility from both teams. Acton Boxborough had a great season. Sprint heavy. Adam Yang, great leadership.
Yeah.
This is the Newton North senior leadership. Theo, Marco.
Yeah, I mean, with this, like the points that I put out there, this is kind of looking at where everybody is right now. So there would need to be some big changes for like an Acton Boxborough or a Brockton or a Newton North to get in
but
those.
But you hit it on the nails.
It's going to take 40-something points to win this meet, I believe.
You've hit it on the nails. We're looking at Wellesley, Lowell. I'm going to have to tip my hat off. And I'm going to roll with the team from the 978. The versatility in the field of, you know, Scotty. Oh, we agree on this one, Chef.
Yeah.
I think Scotty, Coach Casey, from the high jump to the shot put to Richmond. Richmond's going to get them huge points in the long jump in the 55.
I don't know, take a look back on many years. If 5 teams do score, you know, close to 30 points or more, when's the last time that happened where 5 teams were kind of, and I know last year it was Smith Charles that got second by himself. So it's going to be a much more team-oriented year, which I kind of like more personally. I like it to take more than one person to finish runner-up in the state meet. That's just me. So Wellesley, Lowell, Wellesley girls, Lowell boys, that's our predictions. We thank you guys for all joining us tonight. First time doing this and hopefully much more in the future. We'll keep you posted on if there's any chance that we'll be doing it on Saturday as well. Any last words, Coach?
Yeah, we have to give a shout out to the kids, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it's you guys that make this state what it is. Also, can't forget about my main man, Chuck Martin, Tim Semino, hours upon hours to make sure that Bay State Running is giving us quality services, and you know that's important. So shout out to all the coaches, Shep, and most important for you. Shout out to Shep for being there. You know, we've been going at it for the last.
We'll try and
last 2 years now.
Yeah, last 2 years. We'll try and agree less on our next one. That's not like us. Signing off. Last call. All right.
All right. Thank
See
you,
guys
everyone.
Saturday. Good luck.
Peace.